Melo, if anybody, if a character, Nurkic fouled out, hell, damn near fouled out half the squad. If they'd have gave him anything, they win this ball game. I've never seen anything like it. Skip, if I'm not mistaken, Denver was up like 8 or 9 in the first overtime. I was like, that's a wrap. And Dame said, no, hell it's not.
That is
boom, boom, boom. Skip 12 of 17 from
for that matter, Denver was up 22 in the second quarter.
I think that's what saved Denver. They got up to that big lead, and Dame couldn't get his normal rest because he had to keep them in the game. He got hot in the second, and he had to play more minutes. He wore down at the end, but he still made great passes. Covington missed a dunk. A couple of guys missed some easy baskets. But this is a greater performance. It's the 5th most points in playoff history, the 3rd most in the loss. MJ 63, Donovan Mitchell just dropped 57 against this same Nuggets team last year.
He did.
And here comes Dame, comes back with 55. Skip, this is unbelievable. His teammates scored 2 points on 1 of 14 shooting in the 2 overtime, Skip. If he gets anything, they win this game comfortably. If he gets anything, they win this game and double it. First of all, I'm not so sure it even goes to a second overtime. But, Skip, Dame Lillard, I've seen enough. I've seen enough. The guy's is clutch. Skip, they should call him Yoko Ono because he broke up OKC like she did the Beatles. That's what got Paul George up out of there. You remember he put that step-back jump in Paul George's eye? And Paul George came right out. That's a bad shot. That's a bad... No, it's not. I've seen him hit it.
I'm sorry, I have to stop you. You cannot compare breaking up the Beatles to breaking up the Oklahoma City Thunder of Russell Westbrook and Paul George. You cannot do it. That is blasphemy. I call you on that. I get the analogy, but it's just over the top wrong. Okay, go ahead.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles is his favorite group. So, you know, he take a little personal when you talk about it.
They're everybody's favorite group. Yes, they are. Trust me.
Yeah, when you talk about the dude scored 30 of the last, he scored assisted 37 of the 42 points they scored the last.
He did. That's extraordinary.
Skip, I don't know what this
basically unheard of.
I don't know what else to say, Skip. He's clutch. He's big time clutch. And like I said, Skip, he what you gonna say? 6 foot, 6'1" maybe?
No, I think he's bigger than. I think he's a good 6'2".
You think he's a good 6'2"?
I do. And stout. Strong and can rise.
The guy that can shoot the ball, Skip, we're going to talk about him a little later, where he ranks on it in clutchness and his place.
We are going to do that.
Man, what I saw last night, Skip, I don't know if you'll see, maybe Steph Curry is the only guy in the history that can shoot the ball like this kid.
Okay. He's not a kid anymore.
No.
I got it. To you, he is.
Yeah.
I got it. To the Beatles, he's a kid, right? Okay. I think I'm ready to call it the greatest distance shooting clutch performance I've ever seen in a playoff game. Now, it's a first-round playoff game. He has not played in a finals, played in one conference finals. So I can't go to all-time because it's not on the biggest stage in the biggest moments. But Reggie Miller had some huge games. He just didn't shoot it as far out as Dame does. Reggie would shoot threes, but he shot a lot of twos. And he was a deadly shooter. And you remember what he did at the Garden to Spike Lee's Knicks.
And the thing was, Skip, with him, the difference between Dame and Reggie is that you could run Reggie off the three-point line. You can't run Dame because he'll side. You run at him, he'll step to the side. He'll step to the side and still.
And he has so much range because he can actually rise and hold it. And he's strong enough to still get it there at the apex of his leap, which Reggie couldn't do. Reggie wasn't he wasn't as athletic as Damian is. And Reggie couldn't. Reggie needed the picks. He needed to run through 17 picks before he could get over.
Dame, you saw last night in the overtime and double overtime, Dame said, get the hell out of here. I don't want to see. Get back. You're crowding me.
Okay. So at the end of regulation, there's a play in which Austin Rivers fouled Dame. And it wasn't, they called it a 3-shot foul. And so he was going to have to go to the line to make 3 to tie. Could he have made all 3? Probably he could have.
I trust him,
As it turned out, you would have been better off not challenging and let him go shoot the 3 because the 3 free throws, I mean, because he comes right back because they do side out of bounds. They amended it to, he got him with the body before he was in the shooting.
But that ain't what y'all call. Y'all call it the shooting.
They did. So they said, well, we'll kind of meet you halfway on this. We'll compromise. We'll just do side out of bounds. And here he comes again. So now we get this shot. And now we get Michael Porter Jr. And I'm saying, first of all, you have to go foul him. And I don't know what Mike Malone is thinking, because you have two instances at the end of regulation and overtime. Just go foul him, because you send him to the free throw line.
Skip, I think
it's a two-shot
Skip,
foul.
I think the thing is you're scared, because the moment he sees you about to grab him, he's going to launch it. And I think I heard Mike Malone says, you know, if he's below, if he has his back to us, I tell him to go wrap him up. Or if he's below the three-point line, we can get him. But Skip, when he's facing you up, you better not.
It just depends how hard you want to attack him. And if you can do it with savvy and shrewd operator, where you know you can jump on him as the ball touches his hands. If you just, you basically tackle him before he can even turn to you.
Or blitz him, Skip.
Yeah.
Anybody else. CJ, you're going to make that.
You can do
Powell,
that.
you're going to make that shot. Carmelo, you're going to make that shot. Dame Lillard, I'm sorry. You're not getting that shot.
So on that one, at the end of regulation, Michael Porter is actually playing him to drive. Like he's backed off him, like, uh-oh, I'm on skates.
No.
Come on. What's Michael Porter? Is he 6'10"?
6'10".
I think he's
easy
6'10". Just go try to smother him. Just get up and try to overwhelm him with your length. Try to make it impossible for him to even get the shot off, because doesn't he have to shoot a three?
Yeah, and Skip, the thing is, the mistake that they're making is that they need to play him on his right hand, because if you watch him, he's taking that hop, and he's going to get to his right hand. So you might need to play him on his right hand and make him go away from his dominant hand. Okay. But everybody keeps playing him to his left.
Okay. So Michael Porter makes a nice leap after it's a little too late, but he got a hand up on it. And Dame made a great shot. And it looked like he shot it with conviction, like he knew it was in when it left his hand.
Dame didn't even see him.
Nope, he didn't see him. And that's the only way you're going to make that shot, is you cannot see that.
He's looking at the basket. He's like, oh, yeah, I don't even see you, bro.
So now we get to the end of the first overtime. And here we go again. And again, I'm going to try to foul. I know it's a little dicey and dangerous, but I'm still... The rules are going to allow me to stop you from doing that. Or to your point, maybe I'm going to blitz him. Maybe I'm going to say, you can't do that to me again.
Yes, that's what I would do.
But here's what happened if we could see the second one, because as he goes up, I think it's Monty Morris. And the point was, he gets fouled.
He got fouled on this one.
Yeah, that's a foul. He slapped his hand, and look at Dame. He's doing, okay. The game with that shot and an and one off a three.
He should have.
How special would that have been?
Well,
would that not cap it off?
I'm going to have to stop you on this one, because you keep telling me the #1 Jordan. We praise that. That's a Pantheon game. Jordan lost. He did lose that 63-point performance. He lost in overtime.
Okay, but remember, he broke his foot.
No.
He came back for the last 3 or 4 games and said, I'm going to play.
Yeah, but
I'm going to play game 1 against the Boston Celtics. We're the 8th seed, and they were terrible. They were a sub-500 team going to Boston Garden against one of the all-time, I'd say it's a top 5 all-time.
That was the second game. I think that was the second game.
Well, what was it, 63? I thought it was the first game.
I think it was the second.
Whatever.
Didn't he drop like 40? He dropped like 40 in the first one.
I thought 63 was the very first one.
I think it was the second one.
Well,
You might be right.
Well, all Larry Bird said was that was God disguised as Michael Jordan. So I don't.
My point, Skip, is sometimes, look, we can't say Dame lost, and then so we're going to take something away from it while holding Michael's game as a holy grail game, because we did that with Book. Book scored 70 and say we lost. But there have been other great historic performances in which players have lost that we still revere. Okay,
but I just called it the greatest distance clutch shooting performance I've ever seen. Distance.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But Skip, I mean, he got nothing. I mean, CJ was the only starter that had a minus rating. If he gets, like I said, Skip, I mean, CJ struggled. And then he passed it to him and he stepped. CJ was way out of bounds with that, Skip. That wasn't even close.
Okay. So at the end, it gets marred by the fact that, as you pointed out, first Covington, if we'd see this, he just misses a flat-out dunk. I don't know if the stage is too big.
Maybe his legs are blowed.
Maybe. I mean, but you gotta, I know Yo got in his way a little bit, but you just got to close that deal. And then CJ just steps back and steps out of bounds. And you're going to set up a 3 to tie again. Here you
Sean
go.
Wright, that's your call too.
Yeah.
That's the official in the back, Sean Wright. I know him.
But, well, he got it. He got it right.
That was the free on the front official.